So this is a spoiler warning for anyone that is interested in Phase 4, wants to go into it without knowing the runes, okay? New runes for each class in Season of Discovery Phase 4 PTR. Spoiler alert, Druid Runes Phase 4. Improved Swipe. Adds the swipe ability in cat and causes swipe in bear form to cause 100% increased damage and hit 3 additional targets. Okay, so feral druids are actually finally gonna get some AoE. Oh shit, okay. They also get Tree of Life. I mean, we kind of all know what this is. So druids are getting Tree of Life as well, and then in the boomy form they're getting Starfall. Starfall is gonna be ridiculous, man. Like, I feel like boomies might be able to pop the frig off with Boomkin, man. Was a headshot as well. Maybe want to come back to SOD as a rogue, even rogues are forced into one build. Yeah, it might be like that, dude. It definitely might be like that. Okay, so this is the druid ones. Hunter runes in Phase 4. What do they get? Improved Volley. Increases the volley damage by 3% of attack power each time it deals damage. Volley also no longer has a cooldown and is no longer suffering pushback from damaging attacks against the hunter, and the mana cost of Volley is reduced by 50%. That's quite good for the hunters, because frankly, Volley is one of those spells that just never really got used ever. Like, there's just like no reason to ever really press it. So I don't know if it's still gonna make Volley good, because it is one of the worst abilities literally in the game. But I mean, yeah, okay. So a Volley, then they get Resourcefulness, reduces mana cost of all traps by 100% and their cooldowns by 6. What? Wait, so hunters are gonna be trap mains? Like actual, like, Diablo 2 Trap Assassin, okay. Rapture Strike increases movement speed by 15% for 4 seconds. So you're gonna have hunters playing, like in PvP, playing melee build, just like running you down with the Rapture Strike. You can't even run away from them. That's interesting. I wonder if this is gonna make Volley even viable, right? But maybe you would still want to go like Explosive Shot if that's even viable still. It's been such a while since I've taken a look at all this stuff. What's up, Raxus? So Trap Spec, yeah. Mage runes. Arcane Barrage, an instant attack dealing high arcane damage on a 3-second cooldown. And it also has a 20% chance to trigger Missile Barrage. Fire Blast is now castable while casting another spell, and is unaffected by the global cooldown and always crits. This was a thing introduced in like a later expansion, right? Where you can like cast fire blast as you're like pumping other things. I guess for fire mages this is gonna be pretty freaking big. Season of Retail. There's a lot of the spells are like introduced from like later expansions. I think it's mostly exciting whenever you get stuff that we haven't really seen before in the same way. But Frozen Orb, the mage launches a Frost Orb that damages nearby enemies and snares them. Can triggers Fingers of Frost. Really? So that's like the Diablo ability. I don't know if you get this in retail as well. It might actually be a retail ability as well. These are pretty nuts for all the mage stuff, I think. Iceland's build will be Biz. Oh yeah, because there's Icelands in SOD as well. So you send out the Frozen Orb, you get all the Fingers of Frost, you can deep freeze from it. Oh shit. Paladin runes. Shields of righteousness. Slams the target with your shield, causing holy damage based on your block value on a 6-second cooldown. Again, this is like a TBC or Wrath ability. Vindication talent also decreases the target's attack power and increases the Paladin's strength, agility, and attack power up to 20% for 10 seconds. Okay. So that's like a big for the red Paladins, I guess. Righteous Vengeance. Your Judgment, Crusader Strike, Divine Storm, and Holy Shock abilities now deal an additional percentage of their damage dealt over 8 seconds. Wait, so everything is like a... What? When your Judgment, Crusader Strike, or Divine Storm deals a crit. Wait, this is not what it says. Wait, this is... What? Here it says that it adds a percentage of the damage dealt. But does it then also do this? When your Judgment, Crusader Strike, or Divine Storm deals a crit, your target will take 30% increased damage. It adds damage when it crits. Ah. But it still adds that... Okay. That's pretty dank. Priest runes. Binding Heal. A fast heal that heals a target and the priest and deals a low amount of threat. This spell benefits from and triggers all effects associated with Flash Heal. So it's like an instant heal? I wonder how long this is going to be on cooldown for. It seems like a kind of shortish cooldown, I guess. You could just crank out an insta-heal. I wonder if they came up with a new content at 60. I really hope so, Smoo. I really, really hope so. There's no cooldown. Oh, really? I mean, I assume a lot of these abilities are like they're from later expansions. I can't obviously tell with every single one because I don't play all these classes. But yeah, oh, it says a fast heal. Yeah, so it's not like it's not an instant heal. It's like flash heal. Yeah, you're right. Okay, a power word shield has no cooldown, a reduced mana cost, and increased magnitude. Okay, so just like a big buff of power word shield. It costs less mana, it deals more base value, and gains 50% of your healing power. Okay, so power... Wait, this is gonna be crazy then. If this actually scales that well, that's gonna be pretty nuts. Yeah, like, Disc Priests are gonna be able just to, like, spam shield people. A damage over time effect that grants 2% of damage deal as mana return to all party members. Okay, so Shadow are back. Priests... I'll kind of be cranking, I think, because, dude, there is, like, Vampiric Touch is going to be so freaking good for raids, man. Everybody's going to get so much mana back from that. Okay. Rogue Talons. Dude! You remember, I talked about this! They should give rogues a shotgun for AoE. We spoke about this. No, dude, we have talked so many times about this. Like in phase 1, in phase 2, in phase 3. Dude, I said they should add an AoE shotgun. And they did. No, dude, I remember because when we leveled up the rogue for the first time, I was mentioning that oh my god, that's actually kind of cool. See, for me, this ability is way more cool than Fan of Knives. But I guess I can see why people would enjoy Fan of Knives too, right? But that seems like to be a lot of damage. Crimson Tempest is a finishing move that hits all nearby targets with a damage over time bleed. What? Wait, so this is all AoE. So all the rogue runes in phase 4 is AoE, every single thing. So rogues are gonna get Giga AoE. Wait, this one looks really interesting too, though. If you do like a mega pull and you get a Crimson Tempest up, that's gonna be big bleed for everything. Okay. So rogues are gonna be eating good. Rogues are gonna have to go farm Fellstriker though. For sure. There's no way. Because if you... I imagine if Fellstriker works the same way it did in Wrath, you're gonna be able to proc Fellstriker and then all your Fan of Knives will crit, right? But this seems really good. Blunderbuss. This one here seems very dank. Blunderbuss is a ton of damage. It hits like a truck with 2k crits. Yeah, that seems incredibly good. Rogue tanks get more threat with Fan of Knives with tier. Oh, true as well. Yeah, that could make sense. Okay, Shaman runes. Storm, Earth, and Fire. Chain Lightning cooldown is reduced by 100%. Earthbind Totem immediately immobilizes all enemies when cast, and Flame Shock deals 60% increased periodic damage. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the Chain Lightning spam like there is in Kata right now. In Cataclysm, you can spam Chain Lightning for AoE for Illish Shamans. I guess it's gonna be the same. And I guess you can run the rune with Flame Shock being AoE. I think Flame Shock can hit like 3 or 5 targets. So that's gonna be cranking. Yeah, because there's a rune. Flame Shock Rune Shaman. I don't know if I can find it for y'all, but there is a rune where like your Flame Shock hits multiple targets essentially. That's gonna hit really hard. Flip, man. I think, dude, because I want to do my warrior and my shaman, right? Do we actually finally crank up the elemental on shaman? Yeah, the burn rune. That's the one, Clark. Thank you. Burn rune. Shaman SOD. This one. Rune of Burn. Your Flame Shock now hits up to 5 targets and a 6-second increased duration and deals 100% increased damage. So you're gonna run Burn Rune together with Storm, Earth, and Fire, and you're gonna have so much AoE damage. Enhancement Shaman gets the Feral Spirits, and Coherence is a chain heal, effectively only reduces 25% per jump. Chain Lightning effectiveness only reduced by 20% per jump, and each spell now jumps to 1 additional target. Okay, so you're gonna be able to just spam chain heal, like just crazy. What's up, Nisos? Okay, Shaman eating good. I think this looks mostly exciting for me though for AoE, but I guess that's mostly an AoE thing, right? Enhancement might go freaking hard. Actually. Warlock runes. Decimation. Shadow Ball, Shadow Cleave, Incinerate, and Soulfire damage on targets below 35% causes your next Soulfire to not cost a Soul Shard. Shadow Ball, Shadow Cleave, Incinerate. Damage on target. Okay. It's a wrath thing. Okay, so essentially, it's like a sort of like an execute, I guess. When the targets get below 35%, then your Soulfire is gonna start like being really, really good, and you can just spam Soulfire. Okay. Shadow Burn causes your next single target ability to have a 100% increased crit chance. This is kind of boring. That's kind of boring. I don't know. But maybe that's just me. Good in PvP. Oh yeah, for PvP this might go really hard. Yeah, this could be really good for PvP. Infernal Armor. For the next 10 seconds, all non-physical damage is reduced by a percentage of your damage reduced from armor. Ah, okay, so you can pop like, it's like a spell wall, essentially. The crit is a big for Chaos Bolt, so it crits for sure. Oh yeah, this could be really good for PvP. Like you Shadow Burn something, you can get a get a big Chaos Bolt in and just pop off, right? Yeah, Warlock runes are not that hype, for me at least, but... Does it apply to dots? Oh yeah, because your dots can crit now, right? That would be interesting if it did. Shaman looks interesting though. The Blunderbuss and Crimson Tempest looks amazing. Okay, then we have Warrior Runes, the final one. Fresh Meat. Damaging a target with a Bloodthirst has a chance to enrage you. Activating abilities which requires being enraged and causes you to do 10% more damage for 12 seconds. 100% chance to proc on first Bloodthirst hit against the target. 10% chance for subsequent. Damaging a target with the Bloodthirst has a chance to enrage you. Activating abilities which require being enraged. Okay, so so you just have every Bloodthirst can just enrage you, and then you can like use your. I don't remember the name of those abilities, but there are some abilities that you have to be enraged to be able to use. I don't recall the names of them, but yeah. I mean, that's good. Fury is probably gonna be really good. Sudden Death. Your melee crits have a chance to activate Sudden Death for 10 seconds. While Sudden Death is active, you may use Execute on any target, and you always have 1 rage remaining. What? If this is a big proc rate, this is gonna be freaking nuts. For like raids and stuff. Like warriors are gonna go pretty freaking hard. But you have to choose between Fresh Meat and Sudden Death, I guess. You would probably want to go Sudden Death if the proc rate is really big. If not, then you would want to go Fresh Meat, I guess, right? Shockwave. Cone attack that deals physical damage and stuns all targeted enemies for 4 seconds. Requires a shield and defensive stance. Okay. Yeah, it really depends on the procs. After pouring through all the new runes in the game for Phase 4, there's one thing that's certain. Every class is in for real treatment. Phase 4 goes live. I think there's more runes than this, though. Right? Because we saw that video with Asimus, where he went over some, like a hook that warriors can get as well. Yeah, this hook, the meat hook. Throw a hooked chain to restrain the target and pull them towards you. May not be used on enemies higher than 61. Yeah, so warriors have like a death grip. You went over it? The death grip? Like in this one? Did I really? No, I don't think I did. Oh, that's a book! Oh, it's just a spell book thing. Okay, baseline. Alright, I didn't know that. Cool. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Alright, I mean, who's the big winner of this? I feel like warriors gonna be really... This is really good for PvE. All this is amazing for PvE. You could go some crazy, like gladiator stance spec for PvP and go hard with that. What's up, Schnack? Are you winning? I hope so. I think warrior runes are insanely cool. The rogue is the big one, I think. Blunderbuss, Crimson Tempest, and Fan of Knives all seem pretty good. Priest, I agree. Vampiric Touch is amazing for Shadow. And this is amazing for Disc, and this is, I mean, it's just all really good. Warlocks and Mages are really good for PvE from what I saw on the PTR. Yeah. I don't know who's going to be the big winner of this PvE, like what's going to be the biggest DPS. I mean, Warriors are always going to do good no matter what, because of scaling and shit, but I guess we'll see.